Isn't this fun, huh?
Hi YouTubers, it's Charlie. Why don't you join me in Icy Bliss talking about Legend of Korra Episode 3 Civil Wars. Maybe we can even rip that leech off of BOLIN. So let's do a real quick recap of the episode and then we'll talk about what it all means. So Unalaq's troops have started their soft-core invasion of the Southern Water Tribe. Unalaq explains that he's trying to bring balance to the Water Tribe and tells Korra about his plan to open the Northern Spirit Portal. Varrick and Tonrak disagree on how to deal with it, and Korra gets caught in between her father and her uncle. The second storyline, which I'll call the Vacation Tenzin storyline, is all about how they have to band together to find IKKI after she runs away. Then there's a third storyline that I'll call the FERRETS storyline. It's basically following BOLIN and his misadventures and dating life with Eska. So eventually Varrick takes matters into his own hands and sends a raiding party to kidnap Unalaq. Korra stops them, but her father and her mother get blamed and arrested. Obviously this is just part 1, so part 2 will deal with the resolution of that conflict. So what does all this mean? And raise your hand if you feel like opening both the spirit portals sounds like it might end up being a bad thing. Think about it, if Avatar Aang was alive for so long, why wouldn't he have opened them if it was a good thing? So in order to understand what Unalaq is really up to, we have to talk about the big bad this season, and after my last core video, I think we kind of unanimously decided that the big bad will actually be played by the Dark Spirit, voiced by Grey DeLise. She was the voice of Azula, and while a lot of people are thinking that she might even be Azula in spirit form, I don't think that's the case. I think she's just playing the big bad. Obviously, I think that she's basically telling Unalaq what to do, but Unalaq doesn't realize that she's a dark spirit. He just thinks that she's a spirit and he's trying to bring her into the physical world, and he needs to open both the spirit portals to do that. So let's talk about the secondary storyline too, the Vacation Tenzin storyline. Clearly this is just meant to mirror the imbalance between the northern and southern water tribes and the conflict between Korra's uncle and her father. So during the episode, they basically talk about how their childhood with Avatar Aang wasn't as awesome as they thought it was. It's pretty clear that he favored Tenzin, being an airbender, and paid special attention to him, so his other children, Kaya and Bumi, felt neglected. Obviously, they're going to have to deal with that this season, and as Korra kind of brings balance to the world and resolves all this conflict, they're going to have to do the same thing within their family. I think the IKKI storyline will lead them to some sort of clue about JINORA's storyline too. Remember, I think that we all kind of just decided that that statue that lit up for JINORA was Avatar Wan. So I think that whatever we find IKKI doing in the second part of this episode, it'll have something to do with that. BOLIN was hilarious as usual, so I love the FERRETS storyline. I didn't feel like there was very much of it in this episode though. And who else besides me feels like the Eska character doesn't really feel like an actual character at this point? I know she's not supposed to have a personality, like that's supposed to be her thing, that she's just cold as ice. But I do think the Bender twins will become a big part of the storyline. I think that they'll end up defecting and helping Korra and the FERRETS defeat Unalaq after they find out about the dark spirits he's been talking to. Let me know what your favorite part of the episode was, though. Obviously, my favorite scenes are always the FERRETS scenes, which were very little in this episode. But what do you think is going to happen when Korra opens both those spirit portals? Are dark spirits just going to come pouring out and it's going to be some sort of spiritual Armageddon? In other news, we actually have titles for episodes 5, 6, 7, and 8. Episode 5 is called Peacekeepers, Episode 6 is called The Sting, Episode 7 is called Beginnings Part 1, and Episode 8 is called Beginnings Part 2, obviously. That's actually the storyline where Korra starts to work with Avatar Wan, so that's actually going to be really exciting. So I'll be posting my next Korra video, that'll be for Civil Wars Part 2 next Friday night. Be sure to subscribe to get it. I've got a special meeting in New York with Google and YouTube, so I might have to get creative with the way I post it, so if the video looks a little bit different, you'll know why. And if you haven't seen it already, I just posted a Sherlock giveaway video just to say thank you to all you guys for helping me get so many subscribers so fast. Thank you so much, you're all awesome. You can click here to learn about that, or you can click here to watch all my other Korra Season 2 videos. Thank you so much. Icy Bliss high fives.